Boom shakalaka, boom. What's going on, everyone? Deuce Pesic here, founder and chief visionary officer of ND Pesic Group, right here in Tallahassee, Florida, baby. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to days 345 to 351 of 365. What's happening, everyone? It's been a it's been a great week, actually. First and foremost, on a personal level, I am extremely proud of my son. He's taken an entrance exam for nursing school and excelled in his grades, so it looks like there's a very good chance that he'd be accepted in the school that he wants to go to. So, man, as a proud dad, I'm just extremely proud of him. So, uh, he made this week fantastic, just so you know. Um, Everything else, um, one of the things that I strongly recommend is if you have multiple avenues of sourcing information, um, tackle them all. I mean, you got to be busy, busy, busy all day long. And I'll tell you why. If you're chasing one avenue, it could be a week or two before you hear anything from someone, right? If you have multiples and you're constantly working them, networking them, making phone calls and stuff, you're always going to be pitching your program, your product, your business. Um, Good case in point. I wound up getting some information on the executive vice president of FedEx, right? Because I'm not quitting on them, right? Until they say no until the decision maker flat out looks at me in the face and says, no, we don't want to be a part of this, that's when the deal is done, okay? With that said, I wound up getting some information for uh, a di- to get access to her directly. Okay. I paid on a site to get contact information, and it, it's verified, obviously, and still nothing. So, one of the things that is particular in this situation is that I'm a big fan of the brand, right? So, one person is not above or beyond the brand. Never, right? So, with that being said, um, sent an email, left voice messages, and still nothing. Okay, so one side of me is saying, screw this, move on. Another side says, well, look, there could be spring break. Well, spring break's over, it's almost the end of May. Um, High school's being let out. People are starting to plan their vacations. Okay, I'm taking those things into considerations, as you should as well. The last thing you want to do is make a spur of the moment judgment call and it backfires because you weren't patient enough, right? So patience is the big name of the game in this situation. But now, I have also um, signed up with a company that provides um, investment firms, venture capital, angel investors, um, and I get emails um, probably every other day of three existing companies. So, with that being said, there's always a phone call to make. There's always someone to talk to. There's always someone that's going to help you progress. So move forward. So even if these companies that I'm reaching out to from this site, whether they don't respond or whether they just, I appreciate the ones that flat out say no. No, you're too early. Um, Not enough skin in the game yet. Whatever it could be, right? I respect them greatly because I know where I stand with them, and you should as well. You should respect the people that flat out say, "Hey, listen, you know, this isn't for us." So, no problem. You move on, and on to the next one. Um, but out of 350, 375, I lost count. Out of 375 phone calls I made in the past, this was before the 365 series started. I pretty much well just went on Google, typed in a few key search words, and I tackled everybody on the list. And I got to tell you, two companies out of the 375, uh, two executive assistants, secretaries, you know, uh, don't know what their position was, but they're the ones that did the callbacks. Two companies out of 375, okay? Two called back to say, hey, listen, your project sounds great. It's just not something that we're into. So those are the two companies I remember, right? All the rest I don't care to know about anymore, right? If you don't have the respect to go ahead and call somebody back and tell them, hey, this isn't for us, I'm going to cancel you. Okay? Because how, I don't understand. I guess when you're doing 100 billion a year, you're pretty much well on autopilot and you could choose to talk to whoever you want. But that's the problem with big companies today. You get a CEO who's not even the chief visionary officer. He was just probably the next one in line to get the position, right? And they're just babysitting the autopilot, right? When you constantly need to be innovating to grow your business. Um, a good case in point, if you look at today, all these woke companies that are going broke, what do you think that is? Right? It's because you're closed minded, you're not willing to go ahead and look at um, the various ways that you could grow your own base through someone else. It's nobody else's fault but yours. So, but that's pretty much well what I have for today. Wow, I can't believe that was 8.5 minutes. Um, Much love to you guys. We will talk again tomorrow, and keep you abreast of this FedEx fiasco. Um, it just, you lose heart, especially when you put a lot of money into their product or service, and then you're not worth enough to get a call back for. That just all these things that I'm describing to you is not how ND Pesic Group is going to be run. I could guarantee you that. Even if I have to spend $20 an hour for somebody to return calls all day, I don't care, right? Because it's the new age. People matter. Your customer base matters. Um, it's the only way you're going to get information about what their needs are, what they're expecting out of you as the company, what they would like to see. A lot of the times it's a simple little fix. And this right here is one of them, right? To get a phone call back from a company that you respect, admire. Now, if you're going to go in and leave messages where you're cursing them out because you didn't get a specific coupon in the mail or some shit like that, then I wouldn't want you as a customer either, right? But if you're calling, like even with the, with the Molson Coors, when I came to the country in 1970, my dad was drinking Miller Lite, right? Seen it in the house for years. As he got older, his taste changed. That's fine, but Miller Lite was always a staple to our home. And then to not even get a freaking call back to say, hey, listen, what you're doing sounds great, but that doesn't go into our wheelhouse of where we're going and how we want to market ourselves. All right, great. But no, just a flat out slap in the face. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Anyway, much love to you guys. We will see each other tomorrow, and always remember we are one people, one earth. Cheers.